Hello, it's Miss Danielle from the Grimshaw Library, and I'm going to show you our feature creature for this month. And we'd like to thank our sponsors again, the MD of Peace, for making it possible for us to continue doing these kits for you guys. So this month we're going to make a bat. This is what our bat looks like. I'm a bat. He's pretty cute. So we picked this month to do bats because it's Halloween coming up, and there's actually 9 different kinds of bats that live in Alberta. And so in your kit this month, you're going to find a booklet that has some information about bats, like they're mammals, and they're the only mammal that can truly fly, and they're good for the environment because they eat insects like mosquitoes, and we got a lot of those, and they help pollinate plants. And the bats that live up here are only about that big. They're pretty tiny. So the things you're going to find in your kit is, like I said, you're going to find this book. You're going to find a piece of felt. You're going to find a glove, some batting. You're going to find a pattern, some pins. In this little plastic bag, you're going to find a needle and some embroidery floss and some little black beads. I don't know if you can see them. Those are his eyes.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to do when you get your kit, you're going to take your felt and you're going to fold it in half like this. You're going to cut out your pattern piece so it looks like this.
Sharon magically done.
No, I'm magic. And you're going to use those pins and you're going to pin it to the fold. This is so where you folded in the center, if that's making sense. This is the fold right here. So on your pattern piece it says place on fold, so that means you're placing it here. You're going to go like that. You're going to use your pins, pin it on, and you're going to cut around the outside of your pattern. And then when it's done, you'll open up your fabric and it'll look like that, okay, which is this.
Okay.
So then the next thing you'll do is you're going to take your glove and you're going to take some of your batting and you're going to stick it into the middle finger. So just right like that. Right up in there, and then you're you'll fold it over like this. Your middle finger will fold over like that, and you're going to stitch it down so it looks like that.
So that becomes his face.
And then we're going to make his ears, which will look like this. So I'm going to show you real quick how to stitch his ear.
Some bat ears are pointy, some are very round. We are going with kind of a pointy look for these guys. See how you can see the little triangle?
So so with the embroidery floss, we've used it before. There's 6 strands in a what you want to call it?
In the piece that they're going to get.
In the piece that you're going to get. Now we're going to give you a really long piece, so you cut it to whatever's comfortable for you to sew with. And then there's 6 strands that are wrapped together, and you're going to pull them apart so you get 2 strands at once.
So you should get 3 sections of 2 out of this piece of thread. Length of thread, that's better, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so when you're making the ear, you pinch the top of it. Just pinch the top like that, and you just stitch it in. Stitch it like that. Just make some loops real quick. Oops. You can sew as close as you want, or as far apart as you want. I'm just doing some really big loops just to be quick. And I should have cut my thread shorter because this is kind of hard to work with right now. Okay, so he's gonna have a little point like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm just gonna run my thread down here a little bit because I don't want to tie a knot. And I'm gonna
Bring the thread kind of down inside the ear to
Yeah.
where the base of the ear is, and then you can start attaching it to the head.
and you just stitch it onto his head. You can make as big as stitches or as small as stitches you want. So I'm gonna stitch this part right here together so that it stays tight when you're
Yeah, you probably don't want to leave a lot of room in between your stitches because then it will look like the
Yeah.
bat's head is coming apart, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
So we are doing a very small bat that is closer to the size of the bats you would see in Alberta. But just so you know, somewhere in the world there are bats that have 5-foot wingspans and their bodies are like 2 feet long. Super cool. I think they're fruit bats though.
And they live in Australia and Egypt. I'm trying to remember where else. So-
Warmer places.
So I'm just tying a knot in the end of my string, and to make the bat's ears stick close to his head like that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take your string, we're gonna put it through one side here,
Oh.
put it all the way through his head,
Ah.
through the other ear, so it's coming out all the way.
Looks like Frankenstein.
Looks like Frankenstein. And you pull it. My knot might not have been big enough. And then you go back in and do the exact same thing, the other way. And it brings his ears to his head like that. So this one's a bit weird.
Well, I would imagine that no two bats are
No two bats.
look alike. They're probably like snowflakes.
Okay, and then you just tie a knot, and so it's up there, and you'll trim off any of your threads. So those are his ears. Then when you're done fixing his ears, you're going to take the eyes, and you're going to sew his eyes onto his head, just with your needle and thread again. And then you're going to take your wings, and you're just going to do in the center. So that's the center right there. You're gonna make a little stitch onto the glove there at the top and at the bottom. Okay, and then you're gonna stitch in around just this end part of the finger, and the same thing on this other side.
And that makes it possible for you to control the wings.
Yeah.
When you're doing the stitches on the back, make sure you don't stitch all the way through both sides of the glove on the bottom, otherwise you won't be able to get your hand in.
Just a little stitch right through. If you stitch your wings tight, you'll have a hard time being able to move, to make them move freely. Okay. So the other thing I did, and you can decide if you want to or not, I used my my thread and needle to make little fingers that go out, because the bat's hands stop here, but their claws continue out there, so they can move the whole wing better.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna take the pipe cleaners, and you're gonna fold it in half. If you pull this really tight like this, you're gonna push it in through. Oh, it's never works when I try and do it on camera. Never. Okay, let's try it again. You're gonna push it through. Oh man, it's not. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Got it. You're gonna push it through so it comes out the other side. And you're just gonna give it a twist. Twist, twist, twist. Leave a little bit at the end so he has claws. And you're gonna take a shorter one. And you're gonna twist it around. Give it a little twist. So it stays, and there's your
Well, I wondered how you got so many little bat toes in there. Okay.
bat's toes. Okay, and that's what those are. So when he's not on your hand, you can hang from your finger.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So when you finish your bat, send us a picture so we can see how amazing they are. Thanks.